So the One Piece trading card game finally got released in the United States at the start of December, and a lot of people have asked me to talk about it, so today we're going to look at a bone to pick. Bone to Pick is a game I backed on Kickstarter like 2 years ago, and the game actually only arrived like as I was making these videos. Bone to Pick is a competitive co-op game, where you play as a group of pirates under siege by the hordes of the undead. A narrative concept that seems maybe 10 years out of date, but let's see a look. In a game of Bone to Pick, 2 or more players team up to try to prevent a horde of zombies from destroying your current hideaway. Every player starts with the same deck of 12 weapon cards, including a bone pick. I see what they did there. These weapons have values between 0 and 10. At the start of a round, a zombie busts in the door. Depending on the number of players, each player wants to play weapon cards with enough combined value to destroy the zombie, preventing it from getting through and dealing its damage to the hideout. Survive 10 rounds and the hideout is saved. But don't forget, you're also a bunch of greedy, no-good, loathsome pirates, and are very, very much in it for yourselves. Whichever player played the strongest attack card gets to claim credit for the kill and adds the zombie to their trophy stack. At the end of 10 rounds, players count up their trophy points as well as the points remaining on their 2 remaining weapon cards. The player with the highest total wins and becomes the legend. On the other hand, if the zombies manage to destroy the hideout, whichever player has the highest weapon total left in their hands takes the blame for holding out on everybody, becoming the scapegoat and losing the game instead. Now keep in mind that these cards are actually played face down, so you kinda have to take people's word for it when they're playing what they say they're playing. But the real meat of this game is the campaign mode, where you basically play the base game 4 times back to back, and where in between rounds, the legend or scapegoat gets a bonus or penalty card and the players get to draw from the upgrade deck and swap one of their remaining cards for this new one. Victory conditions are still the same though, but I'm conflicted about how to feel on the rules of this game. On one hand, it's a game where you have to balance your resources and try to do your best, but on the other, it's a game where you can betray or even grief the other players. You can say you're going to use your catapult, but you actually took a grog break while the zombies tore down the door. It's the kind of game where you'll learn the true character of everyone at the table really fast, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. If I had to compare it to anything, it's probably Munchkin, a game that also rewards selfish behavior, but which puts the competitive part before the cooperative part. You can freely negotiate with players at any time, but players can look at another player in a pinch and make some shrewd negotiations, which I think is a bit more fair and easier to forgive than out-and-out portrayal. Still, Bone to Pick is the sort of game you should play with a game group that you know pretty well, and maybe not use it as an office team-building exercise. So that's Bone to Pick by Lycan Studios, and next time, it's the final episode, and it's gonna be gooey? And maybe I'll review One Piece at some point, I don't know. A big thanks to our patrons for making this all possible.